keeps this cooler so that it runs, you know, at a better level. Right here is you can see this. It's a 3,000 watt power inverter, and it has 6,000 watt peak. And this was Durified. It's a pretty good inverter. It's done really well and held up for us pretty good. But I've got 12 deep cycle batteries right here. I've got this. Okay, let me see if I can show you how I'm doing this. This runs down. I have the ground hooked. The ground is hooked straight down to underneath the house. I've got these inline blowers. And this works on a piece of drain pipe, of that black drain pipe. And I've got it hooked in the middle, and I'll even show you where they come in and out of. But what I did was I took a piece of really good drop cord. The ground is not used at all. It's left dead on both ends, and the negative goes to the motor, and then the positive one comes from the hot, goes up to the switch, comes back down and down to the thing, so that when I want to, I can turn it on with a switch. And I use just a regular household switch to do it. Now, what I'm going to show you is, these are simple produce containers, and what I've done is I've took 2 of them and cut out the center, and then I used a piece of filter from our heater. I took one of the filters that I can make little filters for, and I taped it. I put it around and then taped it, and then put another one over top of it to hold it in place. And what I've basically done, now you're going to hear a big difference in what it sounds like too. Okay? And the reason is if you get some of that, if you get a piece of that 4-inch pipe, you can whisper in it in one end and hold the other end, and it'll travel 100 feet and it'll sound just like you're doing it. Well, that motor makes a racket. But by putting an air filter in it and controlling the amount of air that goes through there, I've managed to take the hum out. And it took a couple of experiments to do it, but I had 2 purposes. It has an air filter, and it takes the hum out of it now, because it was really loud there for a while. Over on the other end, that's where the air goes in, and this is that fan that I showed you earlier. Come over here and feel this.
Blows pretty good.
Yep, and that's just through thermal heat exchange. It goes. I've got to get a cover for this though to come back out, but you see, and it'll blow that temperature all day long, you know, because it goes down and it's buried up in the ground, and it uses the temperature of the ground. Plus, the trailer's on top of it, so it doesn't get any sun. What I did was this. I went and I trenched underneath the trailer. I put the 100 foot of pipe in the ground, buried it up, and then I took bubble wrap from furniture companies. This kind of bubble wrap right here. This blue bubble wrap. And I layered it, like 6 layers on top of it. So the ground is insulated from the sun.
Like this.
Yep. The ground is insulated from the sun with the trailer, the pipe's underground, but it also has 6 layers of that bubble wrap on top of it to keep the cool down, to keep the heat away, even the heat of the air from, you know, during the summertime. But as you can see, that sucker really cools down. It's blowing some good cool air.
Yeah.
And all that was, I'm going to use the same principle for my solar heater, and just going to put it in a box and use probably lava rock or something like that that will hold heat for a little while and give more surface area and generate more heat, because it's your surface area that gives you your heat, you know, when the sun hits a dark object, you know. I made one, a solar hot water heater, using the same principle I'm going to use, using black hose in a box to heat up stuff. When I was in Mississippi, we did 2 years of volunteer work down there, and we ran a community center. And we had water buffaloes that hold 275 gallons each, and no, 475 gallons each. And we built one of these solar hot water heaters for our hot water that we could take showers with, and it worked really, really well. Well, I'm just going to build it on a larger scale for the heat and the air, and during the daytime we may have to use our furnace next winter at night, but during the days and stuff, we're gonna be going with our solar stuff, and we're gonna knock down our power bill even more. You know, that's the whole thing, man. Is about being smart, man.